Stop everything you're doing because what I'm about to tell you will change how you see crying forever. You've been taught that crying is weak, right? But what if I told you that crying is actually a superpower for your mental health, stress relief, and emotional well-being? Imagine harnessing this natural response to improve your life in ways you never thought possible. In this video, we're going to shatter the myths and unveil the true power of tears. Stay tuned because what you learn today might just change your life. Most of us have felt embarrassed for crying. We apologize, we hold it back, we pretend we're okay. But why? The truth is, crying isn't just normal, it's essential. The science of crying shows that it releases stress hormones, helps with anxiety relief, and even lowers blood pressure. When we cry, our bodies are actually engaging in a complex physiological process that serves to detoxify and heal. Tears aren't just salty water. They contain a mix of enzymes, lipids, and metabolites that can cleanse the eyes and deliver antibacterial properties. Research has shown that emotional tears, in particular, help to flush out stress-related toxins, making us feel better both physically and emotionally. So next time you feel the urge to cry, remember, it's not a sign of weakness, it's your body's way of maintaining balance and well-being. Embrace it as a natural and necessary part of being human. Stay with us as we continue to explore the hidden strengths behind our tears. Did you know that crying changes your brain chemistry? When we cry, we release toxins, which helps in emotional detox and reducing stress. It's like a natural coping mechanism built into our bodies. In fact, studies show that crying can even boost mental clarity and improve mood. The act of crying triggers the release of endorphins, our body's natural painkillers, and oxytocin, often dubbed the love hormone. These chemicals work together to create a sense of well-being and calm. So the next time you find yourself tearing up, remember, it's your brain's way of hitting the reset button, helping you to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and clarity. Stay tuned as we uncover even more reasons to embrace this natural healing process. So, I decided to put this to the test. For 1 week, I cried every day to see how it would affect my mental wellness. Here's what happened. Every evening, I set aside a quiet moment to let my emotions flow freely. At first, it felt strange, almost forced. But as the days went by, I began to notice subtle changes. My mind felt clearer, my body lighter. The weight of daily stresses seemed to melt away with each tear. By midweek, crying had become a form of meditation, a time to connect with my innermost feelings. I started to feel more in tune with myself, more compassionate towards my own struggles. It was as if each tear carried away a piece of my emotional burden, leaving room for peace and understanding. By the end of the week, I realized that crying had not only improved my mental clarity, but also enhanced my emotional resilience. I felt more balanced, more centered. It was a powerful reminder that sometimes the simplest acts of self-care can have the most profound impact. Stay with me as we explore further why crying is not a weakness, but a strength. By day 3, I noticed something surprising. My stress levels were significantly lower. Crying had actually helped me sleep better, focus more, and even feel more connected to my emotions. And I'm not alone. Research has proven that crying for mental health is scientifically backed. Studies show that crying can stimulate the production of endorphins, our body's natural painkillers, and feel-good hormones. It's fascinating to realize that this simple act, often seen as a sign of weakness, can have such profound effects on our well-being. So, if you've ever found yourself tearing up during a sad movie or in a moment of overwhelming emotion, know that your body is doing something incredibly beneficial for you. Stay tuned as we uncover why crying is not a weakness but a strength. It's time to stop thinking of crying as weakness and start seeing it as strength. Expressing emotions is part of emotional intelligence and personal growth. Crying can be a powerful tool for emotional release, allowing us to process and understand our feelings. When we cry, we release built-up tension and stress. This act can lead to greater self-awareness and empathy, key components of emotional intelligence. Embracing our tears can be a radical act of self-acceptance and emotional resilience. So next time you feel the urge to cry, remember it's a testament to your strength and emotional intelligence. We've talked about the emotional intelligence of crying and how it's not a weakness but a strength. But now let's take a moment to hear from you. Personal stories have the power to inspire and connect us. Have you ever had a moment where crying actually helped you? Maybe it was a time of grief, a moment of overwhelming joy, or a period of intense stress. Your stories can break the stigma surrounding crying and show others that it's okay to express their emotions. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Sharing our experiences can pave the way for a more emotionally open and accepting society. And if you want to learn more about emotional well-being, Click on this next video, you won't regret it. Together we can break the stigma and embrace the natural healing power of tears. We often perceive crying as a sign of weakness, a display of vulnerability we associate with vulnerability and a lack of control. But what if I told you that crying is actually a strength? What if shedding tears, far from being something to hide, is actually essential for our mental, emotional, and even physical well-being? The truth is, crying is a natural human response to a wide range of emotions. It's a powerful release valve for stress, sadness, pain, and even joy. Instead of suppressing this natural instinct, embracing the power of tears can be transformative for our health and happiness. In a world that often encourages us to suppress our emotions, it's time to reclaim crying as the healthy and necessary act it truly is. Join me as we delve into the surprising truth about crying and discover why it's something to be celebrated, not shamed. From a young age, many of us are taught to stifle our tears. Don't be a crybaby, we're told, big boys don't cry. These messages, often well-intentioned, can create a lifelong pattern of emotional suppression. We learn to associate crying with negativity. We see it as something to be avoided, hidden away from the judgmental eyes of others. This societal conditioning can be particularly damaging for men, who are often raised with even stricter expectations around emotional stoicism. The consequences of this emotional suppression are far-reaching. When we bottle up our tears, we also bottle up the emotions they carry. This can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. It's time to challenge these outdated notions and create a world where tears are met with compassion and understanding, not condemnation. Why is crying so good for us? The answer lies in the science behind tears. When we cry, our bodies release a cocktail of stress hormones, including cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones build up in our system when we're feeling overwhelmed, and crying helps to flush them out, providing a sense of emotional release. But the benefits of crying go beyond simply reducing stress hormones. Studies have shown that crying can also lower blood pressure, promote relaxation, and even boost our immune system. Tears also contain endorphins, which have mood-boosting and pain-relieving effects. So, the next time you feel the urge to cry, don't hold back. Let the tears flow freely and allow your body to reap the numerous physiological benefits. My personal journey with therapeutic crying. I've witnessed firsthand the transformative power of tears, both in my own life and in the lives of my clients. I used to be someone who held back tears, afraid of appearing weak or unprofessional. However, as I delved deeper into the research and began to understand the science behind crying, I decided to embark on a personal experiment. For 1 month, I committed to crying every day. Whether it was through watching a sad movie, listening to a moving piece of music, or simply allowing myself to feel my feelings fully, I made a conscious effort to access my tears. The results were profound. Not only did I feel lighter and more emotionally balanced, but I also noticed a significant improvement in my sleep, digestion, and overall energy levels. This personal experience solidified my belief in the therapeutic power of tears and inspired me to encourage my patients to embrace crying as a form of self-care. Tears through the lens of research, studies, and statistics. The benefits of crying are not just anecdotal, they're backed by a growing body of scientific research. One study published in the journal Motivation and Emotion found that crying, particularly when shared with a supportive person, led to significant decreases in feelings of sadness and anger. Another study conducted by Tilburg University in the Netherlands examined the effects of crying on mood and physical well-being. The researchers found that participants who cried during a sad movie reported feeling worse immediately afterward, but significantly better 90 minutes later, compared to those who didn't cry. This suggests that crying may have a delayed but ultimately positive effect on mood. These studies, along with numerous others, provide compelling evidence for the emotional and physical benefits of crying. The research is clear. Shedding tears is not a sign of weakness, but rather a powerful tool for healing and well-being. Embracing vulnerability, a cultural shift towards emotional freedom. For too long, vulnerability has been seen as a liability, something to be avoided at all costs. This fear of vulnerability prevents us from forming deep, meaningful connections and from experiencing the full spectrum of human emotions. Embracing vulnerability, including the willingness to cry, requires a shift in perspective. It means recognizing that our tears are not something to be ashamed of, but rather a source of strength and authenticity. It means creating safe spaces where people feel comfortable expressing their emotions without judgment or fear of reprisal. This cultural shift towards emotional freedom is already underway. More and more people are speaking out about the importance of mental health and challenging the stigma surrounding vulnerability. By embracing our tears and encouraging others to do the same, we can create a more compassionate and emotionally healthy world.